Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Lab Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Cook, alongside E. Bass. What's happening
What's
with
up,
you,
everybody?
man? All right.
How are y'all doing?
Good.
You doing good?
I hope so.
Something's up with him. What's going on with you? I sense it.
Not feeling too good. Got caught up with some type of sinus infection, and I am weak. But this show must continue. It's got to go on, ladies and gentlemen. So
it's going to be the Jordan 97 sick flu game, I think, right? Is that what this is?
I'm playing sick right now.
He's playing through it.
I'm still finna hit him for 25, 7, maybe 8, maybe 10 assists, 5 rebounds.
Easy.
4 or 5 blocks.
I'll be your Scottie Pippen.
Come on with it, man. I'm going to need you, man. Yeah. Later on in the game, I'm going to need a little hug or
We're
something
an
like that.
MVP squad right here. So
Copy that.
We got our role players. Yes,
say,
sir.
you been having a lot of things going on with you this weekend.
Oh,
you had
my goodness.
Great adventure.
Yes, I did.
Would you like to share?
I do want to share it because I think everybody needs to do this. Everybody in their lifetime has to do this one thing I'm about to say.
Okay.
Including you, Coach.
Are you sure?
100%.
Let's go for it.
You would have so much fun. Just close your eyes.
Okay.
Roll into a little bubble
okay.
and just enjoy the flight. The ride. And flight.
Okay. I'm not a flyer. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Well, that's okay.
I'm not a flyer.
Because you won't have to. You won't have to land in this certain situation. I took myself and my daughter for her 18th birthday skydiving. Yes, we jumped the coop, the plane, if you will, and we landed safely on our feet. We did it.
So
it was so fun.
Okay.
You got to do it. So does everybody else.
So tell me a little bit about that. How'd you arrange that? Did you go through? How'd you set that up?
Groupon.
Groupon. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's the cheapest way to do it.
Okay.
So Groupon. It was her 18th birthday, like I said, 2 months ago. Well, for the last 8 years, she's been wanting to do this.
Okay.
She's like, for my 18th birthday, I want to skydive. So let's do it. So
and
we
she
arranged
didn't chicken out. She was about it. She did it.
No, she did not chicken out. She held to her guns and she stayed. She had a look on her face of nervousness all the way up, and but it was so much fun.
Who jumped out the plane first?
She jumped out first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I free fall faster.
Why? Just wait.
Yep.
Okay.
So
from a dad's perspective, how'd you feel about that? Did you? Oh, my baby.
It was a little bit nerve wracking at first to just see her scoot over to the edge.
Yeah.
Open the door and then off she went. It was just like, where you come?
Wait a minute. Yeah.
And then realized, I'm gonna go right after you. So, but it's always nerve wracking for me to be the second to do something.
Okay.
Because I see them do it, I'm like, oh no, I gotta go now.
Right.
And it was scary watching her leave. But it was fun, man. It was fun, massive fun.
So take me through the landing part, and then I'm gonna let you go. How'd you land? Because every time I would see people jumping out of the plane in movies, military movies and stuff like that landing sucks. You got to kind of tuck and roll. Did they tell you to tuck and roll?
Yeah. So it was tandem. It was a tandem thing. So there's someone on my back, right?
Okay.
So, just bring your knees up to your chest, and then he just kind of stood up, and then as he landed, I put my feet down. I did hit my backside once, and then just bounced back up. So it was good.
Okay.
It was a good solid landing.
You didn't suffer no injuries in that?
No injuries, no.
Obviously not, because we in the lab.
Because we're here, man. We're in the lab.
What's happening,
I'm feeling better than you are today.
Yeah, man.
You got that sinus stuff going on.
And you know the messed up part about it is you probably gave me this shit.
No. We discussed this, man.
When you was talking all that stuff last week, what episode was it, ladies and gentlemen? I think it was 4th episode. You was sneezing and you was coughing over there.
Oh yeah,
you had that little fit over there. Remember that?
That was 2 weeks ago.
It jumped on me then. It jumped on me.
It took 2 weeks to get that.
It took
Come on,
2
man. We're in the
weeks to
science lab.
manifest
We
in
know
me.
it takes quicker time than that.
It manifested 2 weeks later, and it's all up in my nasal cavity.
Okay.
Got me feeling some type of way. I wasn't gonna come to the show, but I got to continue anyway.
But you did because you have a strong wife who pushed you.
Kicked me out the house. I think she just wanted the house to herself.
Did.
Get up out of here. I need the bed to myself.
You got to go.
Got to go. I got here, and I'm here.
Yes, sir.
The playoffs. The NBA playoffs.
We got some stuff going on in the playoffs, my friend.
Sir.
So we're set. NBA Finals are set for the 5th of June. That's this Thursday.
Locked in.
Oklahoma City Thunder playing Pacers.
trying to keep up with the Pacers.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on through your head.
I
already know, but just tell them.
Tell them?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Indiana. I'm just gonna say it.
Here we go. Here we go again.
Indiana.
The underdog. We know he loves a good underdog story.
There's nothing wrong with having an underdog.
Or there has to be an underdog.
Or rooting for the underdog. I'm in a position to root for the underdog, and I'm going for Indiana game 1. I'm not saying they're going to handle the series. Be asinine to make that type of, you know what I'm saying, observation or speculation on air right now to say something like that. But they do got game 1, and it's going to be a defiant win too.
Well, let's look at what Vegas has them at 9.5. Spread is 9.5 right now in favor of the Thunder. So, I mean, of course, that's what it's going to be. Thunder's overall on paper, they're a good team, better team, I think. And I think Vegas is looking into that. You know, they won 18 more games during the season.
Yeah,
from the season till now. That's quite a bit. And they got the MVP on their team, so. I mean, there's a lot we could look into with this as far as who's going to really win this game. But you and I both know this is the NBA. Numbers really don't matter right now. It's starting over at 0.
Yeah.
0-0.
Yeah, 0-0.
Both these teams are in the finals.
Right.
And I was contemplating this the other day, and I thought, do you think that these players who are in the finals right now, do you feel like they're on a new high? Like everything that led up to where they are now, do you feel like they forgot about those tired games, those OT games, those beat up games? Do you think it's gone now and they're refreshed and it's a brand new start?
I should hope not. I hope they're recalling those games. I hope they're recalling those times when it looked bleak and it was rough and they dug deep and they pulled one out. They lost games that they shouldn't have lost. I hope no. You're not supposed to forget none of that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to recall, to gain something from that, gain some knowledge from that, gain some strength from that, gain some insight from that, pick up something that you might have missed through all that trial and tribulation. Once you get to that moment.
No, yeah, they take that. But once you get to that moment, then you remember all that.
You recall it.
Now it's like I'm not fatigued anymore. I'm a brand new specimen. I'm a new person. Because of everything I just went through, and now I'm here.
Right. Okay.
Everything moving forward is new. There's nothing.
Depending on what type of player. I mean, if it's a new player, a rookie player, maybe he might be at this point right now. Take it from here and then go forward. If it's a player that's been around a little longer, then I think he's still going to recall. But still be able to take it forward. I think being able to recall will help that older player be able to take it forward. I remember I did this. I remember I was hitting like this. I was milling. I was feeling like this. I got to recreate that again. They recall on that. I recall on the last show so I can come back on the next one and explode to get better. So I'll go back to the past and, you know what I'm saying, recover some information. Yes, sir. I think they should. I think they do.
So for the Pacers, who do you think is going to be their go-to leader of these finals? Who has that pedigree in them to lead this team to the final victory?
Well, we're going to go 1 and 2. We're going to go Siakam. He just won an award, MVP, Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah. He did that, so he's going to be on a high. He's going to look at the game a little differently. His responsibility in his role has shot through the roof. People are going to depend on him to live up to that, to play up to that. Then of course you got Tyrese Halliburton. He gonna do his thing too. So I think it's gonna be a combination, a collective of the two coming together and making it work. And I think they can. Go for it.
Of the two, who's gonna be the more? Who's gonna be the more leader, the better leader, the leader out of the two? Because I think Halliburton has been the leader, quote unquote, for the season. I think he's been the leader. But we're in playoff mode now. Siakam or Halliburton as the leader moving forward in these finals?
So let's look at it like this then. All right. I'm gonna say Tyrese because of the fact that he thought that I don't know if you saw that clip or if you guys saw that clip out there where it looked like he was going to get ready to get called for the award. He was getting ready for the award. He had pulled up.
He's like,
he had smiling, dusting off his shoulder. Yeah. Let me get this right quick, right? And turns out it's Siakam. So I don't know. That might have like a little adverse effect on that guy to play a little harder to go to the next level. Like, why did y'all second guess me in the first place? I'm the true leader. I have been the true leader, been considered the true leader of this squad by my teammates, by fans across the world, you included. So I think he's going to go above and beyond. So in that, to answer the question, who is going to be the true leader? It's going to be him because you know what I mean. He's going to try to make up for what he lost because he felt like he should have won that award.
So he's not going to be butthurt about not getting that award and tuck his tail and kind of just be like, all right, Siakam, you're it. You got the MVP, so you're the dude. Or are they a team?
No, they're going to play as a team, but you're going to see the difference though. You're going to see him locked in more. You're going to see him more engaged. Tyrese, you're going to see him going a little bit more out just to prove the fact that he should have got that award. He may not be that vocal with it. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what happens in the locker room? We're not there, but you're going to watch his game go above and beyond. Okay. That's what's going to take him. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, we got to put some tape on that.
You need to do something with it.
That Coach Cook thing is just sliding all over the place.
Getting excited in the building. But yeah, my leader on the squad of Indiana that's going to win game 1 is Tyrese.
Okay. Well, let's go to OKC side. So we know that Shai Alexander.
Yeah. Gil.
He's the MVP of the Western Conference Finals, and he's really been the team leader throughout. So I think for sure he's going to be the leader. He's going to be the top scorer, and if he's not the top scorer, he's going to be the top assister to his teammates. If he's not shooting the ball well, he's gonna give the ball up to his team. He's gonna find the person who is hitting the shots. If he's not, so because that's a sign of a true leader.
Okay.
Right. Someone who is not afraid to know that it's just not their night. If it's not their night, they got to feed the ball to somebody else.
Get other people involved in the game.
That's right. Chet, he's gonna have to be a big. His arms are gonna have to be longer than they are now.
And it's funny that you mentioned his name because that's my guy for OKC. Chet.
To be the leader.
To be the leader.
Or to be the one who needs to step up.
I think he has. I feel like he has been stepping up. He's been doing his thing. I've been inquiring more about Chet and where he's from and how he gets down and stuff like that. And I'm liking his game. Still, the fact that he's a center pisses me off that he's shooting more threes, but he's so light, man. So down there in the paint, he'd get tossed around and moved around and stuff like that. So I guess the 3-point is his fail safe. Mm-hmm. That's what he falls back on. I don't like it, but he hits it. Like I said, for him to be a center/forward, he must just don't got the weight to be down there banging with them big boys.
Right. So that brings up the question: you got Turner on the other side. He's a big boy.
Guarding. Well, yeah.
He's going to be guarding him. Yeah.
But on the other side, Chet's going to take him outside. Can Turner keep up going outside?
Well, Turner likes to shoot those threes too. He likes to. If he's out there, he will.
So okay.
But you and I both don't like that. We want those two guys battling down in the paint.
It won't happen. It won't happen. That's not the game. So technically, this series is probably going to be really boring. It's going to be 3-point. No, it's going to be 3-point after 3-point after 3-point. The only difference is going to make it is Shai. Shai's going to do something with the mid-range game. He's, you know what I'm saying. He's going to go for his high percentage shot. He's going to go to his sweet spot. He's going to do the damn thing. But as far as the rest of everybody else, from player to player, either side, it's going to be a 3 back and forth, 3 back and forth, 3 back and forth. It's going to be a boring playoffs.
Are you calling it right now?
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be a boring playoffs.
So how many threes do you think they're going to put
championship
up?
Games.
Yeah. I hope that's not how it works. I hope it's more of battling it down in the paint. Give the big man the ball. Let him back his guy down. Do something. Nah, it's just going to pass it out to the guy who's open.
It's going to be a 3-point contest. Everybody's going to be sitting around watching Shai make moves, get to his sweet spot, hit that little mid-range, vice versa. It's going to be the same. It's going to be actually, I'm telling you, we should be watching the WNBA. It'd be a little bit more exciting over there. Because we would see some fighting, we would see some battling, we would see some. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want to see fights in the WNBA?
I don't want to see fights, but I want to.
Would that be something that would maybe bring people in and watch it a little bit more?
A chick giving another chick an elbow or something like that.
Well, they're doing that right now.
Look, I mean, but
they're starting to do that right now. You look at, AJ. I was gonna say AJ Wilson, but she's aggressive. She's the best basketball player right now in the WNBA. I think she's a lefty. She's tall. She's got some moves.
She's better than Caitlin
at her position.
At
she's
her position.
better.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
She's a great player. She's a reigning MVP from last season.
Center.
But she's a center.
Okay, big girl.
But yeah, we're gonna get back to the WNBA.
Shortly.
Some point.
Shortly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's more activity going on. People are slashing, getting to the basket. People are setting screens and stuff like that. I like to see that of the game. The NBA, I'm telling you, everybody just sitting out on the wing. One dude does something with the rock for a few seconds. He might kick. He's going to kick back, and it's just a shot. It's just they're going to trade jumpers for jumpers. The game's going to be boring. But it's going to work out. It's going to work out in Indiana's favor. Game 1.
I'm gonna go Oklahoma City game 1. I think they're not going to make that spread though. I don't think they're going to win by more than 10.
So adjust the spread. Give them a spread.
I think they're going to win.
Vegas got them by 9.
So they got them by 9.5.
9.5
is what they got them at right now. So
if we adjust the spread here in the lab, if we work out the chemistry, what would you adjust that spread to?
No, I would keep it how it is.
Oh, you keep it?
Yeah, I would keep it as it is because if I'm going to bet on this game, I'll probably bet Indiana losing by 10 or less.
Losing by 10 or less. Okay.
Right. So that's what it means. So they have plus 9.5 onto them.
Okay.
So if they lose by less than 10 or win the game, then you win the bet. So I will put a bet on that spread for Indiana.
Oh, how much you gonna put on it?
That's confidential.
Confidential. He can't tell y'all nothing.
That's confidential.
I'd put
all my pennies.
All your pennies.
My quarters that I find in my.
I got a blue face on
car.
Indiana. The first game. I'm gonna see if Penny will let me put a blue face on on FanDuel. Just to go for it. Just for game 1. Why not?
Just for game 1.
Just for game 1.
They do have Oklahoma Vegas has their money line at minus 450. So it's higher than normal. I thought it would be a little bit closer, but apparently they know something we don't. Because sometimes, Vegas, I don't know how they do it. I don't know who generates this. Probably some robot. But they do a pretty good job of keeping it close. Maybe not so much the money line, but the over-unders.
Okay.
They're surprisingly close.
They're right on point with it.
Right on point with the over-under and the spread. Sometimes a little off.
I don't trust Vegas. That's another topic in another
don't trust
show.
Vegas. Don't trust Vegas. Only gamble if you can.
If you can. If you have the few dollars to throw away, then you can. If you've got something else to do, some other responsibilities, please take care of your business.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
There is, before we move on to IFL, there is some history behind the Thunder and the Pacers.
Okay.
But it was when the Thunder was the Sonics.
Huh? Seattle.
1976 was the very first meeting.
Yeah, I wasn't even born.
You sure?
Yeah, I wasn't born.
What year were you born?
78.
78.
That was after me. That was before me.
I was 79. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. They do say I look younger.
They do. Is that what they say?
That's what I've heard. I've heard a few people have told me that
with all that, I do have more silver than you do.
A little bit.
You still got some black hair.
I still do.
Mine are gone. Mine are all silver, man.
Low iron. Maybe
is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's a possibility.
Okay. I gotta change my dad.
Back to your history. 1976.
Yeah. So 1970, Supersonics beat them 120 to 90.
In 1976, they were scoring like that.
Yeah, there's no 3-point line back then.
Okay.
But yeah, so that launched a 49 year. It's been 49 years or so, something like that.
Since they seen each other.
Since the first time.
Since the first time.
Yeah.
And that's considered history, or just because it's back in history?
Yeah, it's back in history. 1976 was the first meeting.
Actual history.
Yeah, it's just something.
They saw they saw one another, and OKC tore that tail up.
They did, yeah. Yeah. But so
it's a new day. It's 2025, and Indiana's finna take care of their business.
The Pacers do have the advantage for the all-time though, 152 to 95 all-time win-loss between the two.
Okay.
Pacers have that.
All right.
So, although they got swept this season by OKC, 2 games. This season.
They
got swept.
2 times that they met OKC, they lost.
Correct.
That's okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. You care to change your answer?
That was regular season, right?
This is a new season.
This is a new season.
We all know what happens in the new season.
We all know what happened during this time of the year, and we put the women and the children to bed, and we go hunt for dinner. And that's what Indiana's about to go do. We about to go hunt for dinner down in OKC. Eating out everything. Dogging out everything. Yes, sir.
OKC win.
Trash.
Pacers win. All right, we'll see what happens.
Wow.
Game one.
Any comments out there? Anybody talking to us right now? Anybody got some input? I could hear a few people out there.
I got nothing right now.
You ain't got nothing right now. That's okay. Right now. Everybody's busy right now.
It's okay.
Enjoying the weather.
That's okay.
Probably taking a nap.
Yeah, it's nap weather.
This is very nap weather.
100% nap weather.
Movie and some popcorn.
How are the Arizona Rattlers doing?
Not so good.
You texted me about that just a couple of days ago. You were not happy. Tell us about what's going on with those guys.
You know what? It pains me to have to talk about the Rattlers right now. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing because they're on the road right now. They lost.
Where are they?
They were in Las Vegas. The Vegas, I believe, the Nighthawks.
There's a lot of distractions in Vegas.
And that's what I thought to myself. When I looked at the score.
Maybe a nightclub night?
Gambling, excuse me, you're gambling. You know what I'm saying? Vegas never sleeps. It's 24 hours. You got some guys out there, pocket full of money and a belly full of Casamigos. You're not ready for the game. You're not prepared. Could be, right?
Could be. What they end up?
Well, when Agent Reese, shout out to Agent Reese.
Roger Reese.
On the case, my man on the case. And I was going to ask him, but I figured, he was going to the Diamondback game as well, which he reported on to as well, too. He gave me some information about that. But he hit me at the third quarter, and the score was 15-31, Vegas Nighthawks. 31-15 in the third quarter, Vegas Nighthawks.
That's terrible.
4-14. Vegas Nighthawks are 4-4. Remember, I told you last week we struggled with the teams with worse records versus a team that has a record that's on our level.
Yeah,
we fight a little harder, we dig a little deeper, and we pull out wins versus those teams. But these lower teams we have severe trouble with, and it was 15-31 in the third quarter.
That's not good. 15 points in an IFL game. They should be putting up a lot more than that, double that.
Being a 7-1 team going up against a 4-4. So, you know what I mean? I got upset, and I didn't want to hear no more. He hit me with another update. We scored, but then we let them score again. So it went from 15-31, ladies and gentlemen. Then it hopped to 23-31, Vegas Nighthawks.
Is that the final?
No, that was not the final. The final was 52-37. They dogged us out. They stepped on us.
Ooh.
They stepped on us. Yes, they did.
Yikes.
They beat us up. We got manhandled in every aspect of the game. Vegas beat us on offense, on defense, on special teams. They beat us at keeping our players hydrated. You know what I mean? They were just on top of it from every aspect. They dogged us out. Our next game, Rattlers, Jacksonville Sharks in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh. So they're going from coast to coast.
Coast to coast.
So is that going to take effect to their game?
Traveling takes effect on anybody. Yeah. But, I mean, these guys are professionals. They've been down this road before. They've done it before. Hopefully they can recover and get that back what they lost, which was their mojo, because they got their tail handed to them. 52-37 final. 7-2 now are the Rattlers versus Vegas Nighthawks, who are 5-4.
They're still 7-2 though.
Still
right?
7-2.
So
7-2.
We're gonna be positive about that. Still 7-2.
No. We're not gonna be positive about that. We're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna tell those guys to tighten up.
Talk to it.
What
would you say? You're the coach. What are you gonna tell them?
Let's get it together. Let's prepare. Let's keep in mind that we're professionals when we go into these other cities, because it sounds like from that score right there, like all the guys just had a real good night. They was out there partying, turned up, having a ball and stuff like that, and figured that since they had already beat the Vegas Nighthawks a few weeks back by 3, okay, it ain't no problem. We got these dudes.
By 3.
By 3.
Still but not a great game.
They still won, though, so they figured they got them figured out. They could use the same formula. Well, that didn't work. They came to play. They came to regain their respect that they lost in that game, because they probably felt like they shouldn't have lost that game only by 3, the Vegas Nighthawks.
Right. Now they're home.
They're home.
So they're going to Yeah,
put on a show.
They put the beat down.
They put the beat down on them. So we want to boom, reset, right? Recover, reboot, and reattack. You know what I'm saying? We want to get back on the right track. We want to go back to the fundamentals of how the Rattlers play. And they play aggressive and strong on defense. They didn't show that.
Who's their quarterback?
Sneed.
How's he doing?
Not too good. If he only scored 30, final score. What did I say his final score was? 37-52. That means, you know what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing as far as some touchdowns. He got a few of them, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. He just didn't perform at the level that we know Sneed and crew can do, especially on defense. They just didn't show up. So, you know, we won't get on them too hard. We'll still promote. We'll still support. We'll still show love, and send them some great energy going up against those Jacksonville
Sharks.
Yes, sir.
Which, Florida. By the way, they played them last on June 1st, 2024. 62-41.
The Rattlers
beat them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've been down that road before.
Yep.
All right. That's what's happening in your IFL news. You guys stay tuned. And I think the next game after Jacksonville might be home.
It is.
It is home. I guess I believe I want to go on the record and say the Panthers. Is it the Panthers again? We see them. Bay Area Panthers. San Diego? I think it is.
No, actually, Coach Cook is going to get the name right this time. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, they play the Tucson Sugar Skulls.
Sugar Skulls.
Which is funny, right?
Not sugar cookies.
No, not Sugar Stacks,
Calls.
Sugar Max.
Skulls.
But we're gonna pay attention. We're gonna pay attention to this game here because there's some controversy going on and surround that game. They did lose the last time. They were up the whole game to turn out to lose in the fourth quarter to the Tucson Sugar Skulls. So we're gonna keep our eye on that game. There's some affiliations. From team owner to coach.
Conspiracies.
That's all I'm going to say, from team owner to coach.
Go Google it.
Right.
Find out.
You can find out.
You know what we're talking about.
You exactly know what I'm talking about. So if the fix is not in, the Rattlers should win that game. But if they lose that game, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call foul on the play.
It's not good.
Foul.
They still be on top of the division. But we can't keep losing.
No, we can't. No, we don't need no more losses right now.
What's the Jacksonville's record? What are they up to right now?
They're not 7-2. Excuse me.
Jacksonville. What's their record right now?
Agent Reese didn't give me the record on that one there.
Agent Reese
didn't give me the record on there because, again, he was enjoying the damn baseball game and stuff like that. The roof kept opening and closing, stuff like that. He kept losing and gaining reception on the phone and stuff like that.
Let's take a look.
Got over
Let's
there?
See what we got here. So we can.
Well, it's got to be around the same. You got the Rattlers 7-2. You got the Vegas Nighthawk 5-4.
Where are you? You think do you think we'd be able to find this really
5-3 maybe?
Let's see. Teams. Okay, here we go.
Give it to them. Talk to them.
They are 6-3.
6-3. Okay.
Right. So now, so of course they're coming in hungry.
Oh yeah.
They're 6-3. They know Arizona's already lost one.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to. If they win this game, then they'll both have 3 losses.
Right.
They'll have the same record.
They have the same record.
Yeah. So.
But that's not gonna happen. Again, the Rattlers are going to come back and handle their business. Go out there and enjoy yourself a game. I forget where it's broadcasted on. We just wait for them to come back home, and we get down there at the Snake Pit and we watch the game. $18 a ticket and go have ourselves a ball. Go Rattlers.
That's right. All right, we're checking the chat line and Thugs Poetry. Do you know who that is?
I do not.
Whoever you are, Thugs Poetry, we appreciate it. He said to us, "What's up, Sports Lab?"
What's popping out there?
What's up, Sports Lab?
What's going on, Thug Poetry? How you doing, man?
Thug Poetry, brother. Thank you
for coming and supporting and speaking to us, man. You got something on your mind? Drop a line.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Baseball.
Yuck.
Moving on to the MLB.
MLB.
So let's just talk quickly about the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are currently on a losing streak of 4. They're not looking good right now. So just some things going on with their bullpen. their pitching is just not looking great at all.
Okay.
We do have some good Corbin Carroll. He's playing really good. He's actually on the top. He's got 16 home runs.
Okay.
So that puts him on the number 5. But looking at the starters for the Arizona Diamondbacks, they're at an ERA of 4.56. Starters.
Okay.
Not good.
Not good.
That's through 50 games. They're the bottom 6 in the match.
What should they be at? How about that? What should they be at? You said 4.56.
Well, you want to be around 2 would be nice.
Oh, okay.
If you had that'd be really stellar, right? Because each pitcher's going to have one a little higher, and some you're going to have your ace, right?
Right.
Well, the ace, Zach Gallen, he's 3-7 this year. Last year he was a lot better, 3-7, and he has an ERA of 5.4.
What's changed this year for him?
No idea.
No.
I mean, I'm listening to the Diamondbacks radio, and no one. I don't know. No one knows what's going on with Zach.
The situation.
With Zach, he's not hurt. He's
How did he perform last night? Well, because
I don't know if he was out last night. Was he out last night?
Shout out to Agent Reese because he was hitting me some information about the Diamondbacks too as well, and they were getting spanked.
Yeah.
Beat up. I think they eventually, fast forwarding, they lost the game to the Washington Nationals 11-7.
Yeah.
11-7.
No bueno.
No explanation?
No explanation. They are tied for the 4th most blown saves this season.
Who are the other 3 people that are in competition with them?
Not sure.
Copy that. This is baseball, man. This is man.
So 4th blown saves. You know what that means? That's 10 wins that they should have won.
Gave up.
But they gave up that save situation.
Right.
So 8th, 9th inning.
Okay.
That's 10 wins right there.
That they could have won.
But
they didn't.
Correct. So it's not only is it your starters, but it's really the closers too.
But we're still sending out great energy to the Diamondbacks because they can get back on track. I believe. How many games are they behind in the division?
They are 8 games, I believe, back.
That's not bad.
Yep, 8.5. They're 8.5 right now.
8.5.
Dodgers are up top. San Diego, San Francisco. They're all kind of tight within 4.5 games. 4 games. San Francisco's 4 games out.
Okay.
And then it drops to the Diamondbacks at 8.5 games. And then Coach Cook's favorite team of all time, apparently. They're 27 games back on a 7-game losing streak.
27th game, man.
27 games back.
You talking about those Rockies?
I am. They're getting rocked, my friend. Sorry.
Hey, it is what it is, no explanation on it. It is what it is. But I do campaign for the Diamondbacks that they get back on track and do their thing.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the Diamondbacks. It'd be good for them to come back. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm going to keep watching the Giants, but I'm also going to root kind of down here, a little lower to the ground for the Diamondbacks because as long as they're below the Giants in the standings, I'll keep cheering for them.
Well, I'm gonna keep the Diamondbacks up top, up high. A salute to the dudes.
Yeah, you and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah. It's AZ, man. We got to show love to the AZ teams.
I love the AZ, yep.
From the Rattlers to the Diamondbacks, the Coyotes, the Phoenix Suns. All of them need a prescription of some great medicine.
Coyotes are no longer here.
That just goes to show
how much you love the sport of
how much hockey. I love the sport of hockey. Who? Wait a minute.
Hockey. They've been gone for this. I think it's their first season gone.
First season gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you made it seem like it was 5 or 10
the season's over with, so it's been a whole season. Yeah. Because the NHL's going on right now.
Right.
They're about done in there with their finals. So we got a couple other people on the chat line.
Talk to me.
We got my wife. She's waving at me.
Hey, what's going on?
And we also have your wife.
Uh-oh.
Saying great show, as always.
Appreciate you.
She's one that gives us a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 on everything. We're not that good.
I don't want to fight about the cover.
I love it.
Okay? I don't want to fight about the cover. Have the pillow ready because after the show, you know what I'm doing.
He is going to bed.
I'm done.
Benadryl.
Yes.
Knock yourself out.
About 2 or 3 of them.
Knock yourself out, my friend.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Let's see. Some other news in baseball.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We got a hot topic that you wanted to talk about.
We want to do this now?
I feel like it's time for the perfect interruption.
Sounds like a segment. I like that. The perfect interruption.
The perfect interruption. You shot me a little text message and asked me how I felt about the transgender athlete.
Yes.
In the track meet.
Yeah, in sports in general.
In sports in general, but we were referring to that particular topic.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
There's a couple. Yeah.
And you felt some type of way about it.
I do.
Would you like to explain why you felt so strong about it that it shouldn't be almost?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
you have the floor.
It's personal to me because I have a daughter in sports, and I might have a future daughter in sports. She's a little younger.
Okay.
So, just seeing these young female athletes in high school and in college, especially in high school, the ones that are trying to move up, get Division I scholarships.
Yes.
They're being taken away by a biological male winning the event that they could have won, causing them to, be down a few notches and, like I said, potentially losing out on scholarships.
Okay.
Going to Division I colleges. Now maybe they'll go down lower to a junior college because they can't afford it anymore because they're not getting that scholarship. All sorts of things. So, and I think the question right now is, well, why does it matter so much? Well, it matters so much because these type of things are snowball effects. And what I mean by that is that they start small. And if they aren't stopped or halted or shifted, then the snowball is just going to keep going, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
So how come it's just not that simple to not have the confusion, cause the ruckus, the hate, if you will? Why don't they just have how come their own lane is just not created?
Well, that's the big question is why not? That's a perfectly reasonable solution to this whole problem.
Right.
This whole issue is
have
your own sport.
Have their own lane.
Right.
Well, how come they won't
have your own
just create their own lane? So how come they haven't just created their own lane?
I don't know.
What's
because they don't want their own lane. The advocates for biological males playing in female sports is it's just okay because they are female. They think they're female, so that makes them a female, and so they should compete against other females. So anyways, it's a big hot topic. We're not going to go deep into this because it's just there's a lot going on with the whole transgender in the sports arena.
Yes, sir.
And just to throw out a couple of sports. So UFC, it's big in UFC. There's a lot of footage of that happening in UFC. College swimming. Riley Gaines, she was the one that really. That's when it really first started about 4 or 5 years ago.
You said what was her name?
Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines. Yep. Okay. All right.
She got beat by a transgender when she was in college.
All right.
And so she's advocating for her. She's on the political spectrum and everything. But
so are athletes standing up and saying, I'm not going to compete if this is going to happen? I haven't really been. I've seen a few stories about it, but I haven't really.
They're starting to do more because at first it was almost like a faux pas. Like if you did that, then you're going to be looked down upon for not allowing this person who believes they're a female. So there's a lot of that. Like
they were getting pushback.
They were getting big time pushback. Now you're seeing a lot more. Girls stepping up. Yep, and not competing. There was a volleyball team last year. I forget where it was. I think it was in Texas somewhere, where the team forfeit. They said, no, we're not going to play at all. So they forfeited the whole entire tournament.
Okay.
Because they didn't want to play against someone who had a biological male on their team. So it brings up a lot of question of safety reasons. Biological males are stronger than the regular female.
Okay.
Stronger, can jump higher, run faster.
Right.
In the athletic world, okay? So it's not like
just in the athletic
everybody.
World. Right.
It's in the athletic world. Men perform at a stronger level. We lift more. We lift heavier weights.
So does this happen just to create controversy? Do they do that just to create controversy?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's just like, let's just see what happens. Let's see how society takes this in, and then we'll kind of run with it. If they're okay with it, if they're not, then we'll just kind of let let it go. Maybe, I don't know.
Which I would like to hear from the fans out there.
Yeah.
If anybody out there has an opinion about that, why or answer to the fact of why can't they just create their own lane and it not be like a separation to separate them from the others, just their own lane to do their own thing and compete against others in their category. I don't see the problem with that. Can somebody tell me out there what the issue is with that? That would solve a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot going through the courts. We know that President Trump put that executive order out there.
That ban. He said, I'm going to cut the money.
We're just going to ban it.
Cut funding over there in California if they don't cut this out.
Right. So there's a lot of that going on. We'll see how that works. Who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of that. Texas, they're kind of doing the same thing. They got a lot of lawsuits in Texas that are trying to stop that from happening. California's California. They're the ones that like to start everything and continuing everything. So there's something that happened just over the week. I think a week ago or so. One of the track meets, biological male jumped further than the other girls in the state meet, ended up winning the meet. And there were two girls who I think got third or fourth, who didn't want to participate. No, they didn't want to participate in the medal. So they didn't want to stand up there with this biological male, which, give them props to doing that, because that takes a lot of guts to do that in front of the whole
world and everybody else.
Right. But you might get pushback from others, but you're going to get praise from somebody else. So those people out there who feel like they should do that, continue to do that. Continue to do what you feel like is right. And then,
which is okay to do.
It's okay to do.
Which is okay to do. Do what you feel is right to do. Stand up for what you believe in, and it is what it is. See, that's
got me coughing.
That's that bull I picked up the other day from you.
I'm coughing in that way. I'm not coughing on you.
Well, I'm saying though, the laboratory is not that big, ladies and gentlemen.
This is true.
Anyway,
we're in tight quarters.
Yeah, so. Spreading that. Yeah, look at him taking off. Anyway, go for it,
man. So that's it. So
So okay. Final note on that, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
You don't want it.
No, I don't think it's good. You
don't think it's good?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you heard from here.
And not to say that I don't want it, right? I see the future of y'all creating your own lane. Not y'all. Yeah. Just the transgender athletes versus transgender athletes. What's wrong with that?
That's how it should be. But like I said before, I don't know if there's enough to create a division, a league.
I believe it is. It's a few people. All kind of people will come out to woodwork if they did something like that. But most of them aren't
athletes.
But it's more controversial to add to that, though. I think it's a money move. It's a marketing move to add that to the situation. Or let's just liven it up a little bit and put that in there. I don't think it has anything to do with it being that person's dream to get to that point. I think it's a marketing tool.
Could be. I don't know.
Sell some more hate. Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese. Bow.
We love them both.
I love Caitlin Clark's game. She is a cold piece of work. The girl, the lady, the woman. She can ball. She can shoot. She is a true talent. I can't take nothing away from her.
Absolutely.
She's a baller. She's a real gamer.
I have an announcement to make.
This is what I was talking about.
It, my friend.
This is it right here.
This is it.
Penny.
Here we go. Okay.
Penny. Hit him.
All right. So I have an announcement to make. I texted Coach Cook. I said, hey, I have an announcement to make.
He wouldn't tell me nothing.
And he said, what is it? I said, you got to wait. Like the rest of everybody else, you got to wait.
He put me in the category with y'all.
I did.
I sit here next to this dude, and this is what he does to me. Go for it.
Yep.
Tell me.
I want to see your genuine reaction to this. So
okay.
So for years, this is the 28-year thought process. I don't even know what to call it, but I've come to the conclusion that I need to change my ways, and so I'm changing my ways.
Okay.
I'm coming out of the closet.
Here we go.
I like that.
Here we go.
Coming out of the closet.
Yes, sir.
And I'm actually becoming a huge,
ladies and gentlemen,
fan.
Exclusive. Right here in the lab.
Exclusive fan.
This is an exclusive moment in time right now. Go ahead. Phoenix Mercury in the house.
Of the WNBA.
Okay.
Myself, Ebass, who has been I don't want to say anti-women's basketball. I just never watched it until last year, which I think most of us started watching it and got a little bit more into it.
The Caitlin Clark effect? She drawed you to the game?
She drew me to the game. Not only her, though, so I don't want to give her all the credit because there's a lot of people that there were a lot of girls, namely two, really, that really got me into it. But what it did is that it opened the floodgates for me to look at to watch other games, to watch other teams,
right,
and other girls that are playing,
right.
And there's some ballers out there. The game of basketball in the women's realm, it is fun to watch. If you take your mind away from the dunking, from the kind of the faster paced type of deal where the NBA is, right, where the men play.
Okay.
If you just take that down a notch, and you look at the strategy, if you look at the screens, because they actually play the girls play better basic ball. Screens, pick and rolls. Passing the ball a little more often.
Sound like they're more fundamentally
sound. More fundamental.
Okay.
Yeah. So to me, I see that a lot more. But now that Caitlin's in, you're seeing the three ball. You're seeing the shots back up a little bit past the 3-point line.
Yeah.
You're seeing that a lot more often.
Yeah, she pulls up damn near from the half court.
She does from the logo.
Right.
So.
But you're a Phoenix Mercury fan.
But this is the only shirt I could find, and I was actually gonna get. So this is another thing I'm gonna talk about because. So
that was the surprise.
This was the announcement.
That was the announcement.
Everybody who knows me knows that I just never really watched and really didn't really care about women's basketball.
Okay.
Just never did.
It is what it is.
And so now I've changed my ways. I'm a changed man.
What? Okay.
I'm watching WNBA. I have it on my phone now.
Updates and alerts.
Updates, alerts. I'm just seeing players, and I don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. The funny thing is, talking about this Caitlin Clark effect, or no, just not that yet. The WNBA effect.
Overall. Yes, sir.
So I went to two different places today, before I came here, to get this shirt.
Oh, you just got that dude look new.
I just got this shirt.
Oh, just got that.
I just pulled the tag.
Popped
before
the tag on that thing. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I went in. I asked, "Hey, where's the WNBA apparel at?" And they both looked at me. I think there's some over there in the corner.
So might be some over there.
We're still there.
Right.
We're still at that.
Right.
People don't really buy that stuff.
Why?
So I went over there to check out to see what it was.
Okay.
And it was a rack. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's these two racks." Oh, I mean, it's just that one rack. So there was one little rack, had about 10 shirts and jerseys on it. And guess what they were? Caitlin Clark. Jerseys.
Okay.
And shirts. This one.
Right there.
And guess who else?
I'm going to go on the record and say Angel Reese.
Yes. Chicago Sky.
Okay.
Shirts. So they're trying to sell that. What people want to buy are the Reese's and the Caitlin Clark's jerseys, albeit.
What was the damage on that shirt? How that looks like a $25 shirt.
This shirt was more than I want to buy. I never would buy a shirt, $35 that looked like this.
Whoa. Okay.
Never. But I wanted to do it for the show.
Okay.
And I was gonna buy you one as well.
Okay.
But they didn't have any of your size.
Yeah, my size.
I don't think an extra large would fit you. That'd be a muscle shirt.
It would be. It would show the cannons real nice and everything, chest piece and everything.
That's right.
I tried to tell somebody I know I needed a shirt for the show, but you know what I'm saying. I had to represent the Sports Lab podcast.
You got the real merch.
But I'm glad you decided to buy that.
Yeah. There we go.
It's a nice shirt.
By the way, Mercury.
Go for it.
They're 4-1 this year.
Go for it.
They're third in the WNBA.
Go ahead.
Yep. Behind the Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. Liberty champions last year.
Yep.
So they won last year against Minnesota Lynx.
That's why.
So we got top two. They're up there right now. So
when are we going to take the Sports Lab to a Phoenix Mercury game? How about that?
We need to go.
The people want to see that right there. They want to see the Sports Lab at the.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
You know what? I asked you about going when Chicago's coming into town, but you never got back to me.
I kind of do want to go now that you know what I'm saying? I want to be in full support of that because the NBA to me is kind of boring.
Yeah, I know. So we gotta look at something else.
We gotta go somewhere else. We gotta go over there to the Diamondbacks. We gotta go to a Diamondbacks game. We need to get out there and do some, you know what I'm saying, scouting and reporting too as well.
Right, because right now Diamondbacks tickets are fairly cheap,
right,
depending on who they're playing.
Right.
And WNBA, depending on who they're playing, again, they're relatively cheap. So, but yeah,
we should take advantage to get out there and then take the sports lab out there.
We should.
So, some of these places here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So, but looking at the WNBA right now, I mean, it's interesting. We're talking about the Caitlin effect.
Okay.
So the Caitlin effect, when she's playing,
when she's in the game,
is astronomical. We already know this. She draws crowds more than any other team player has drawn in the last 25 years. Just fact. That's what the numbers show.
Wow.
So if you take that and you reverse that, we all know Caitlin Clark is injured. She's supposed to be out for like 4 games with a quad injury.
Is she really injured? Because I think I just saw her at the Indiana
She was.
game.
I know she was jumping up and down too, right?
And popping and
that
showing
hamstring
signs and
looks
stuff
good to
like
me.
that. It looked like a fake injury to me, man.
It looks. I mean, maybe it was.
I didn't see nothing. Heard about her at the Indiana game. Anyway, she just wanted to take a break, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see anything either.
I didn't see nothing wrong with her.
So the opposite effect of the Caitlin effect. She's not playing. What does that mean? People aren't watching.
Are people not watching?
Sad, right? People aren't watching now. So the ticket sales have gone down. Eyeballs watching the WNBA have gone down.
Just because she's not
there.
Wow.
Pretty wild, huh?
But the game still has Angel Reese.
Yeah, but
it's
not the Angel Reese effect.
It's not the Angel Reese effect. But and so, real quick, that's why I want Angel Reese to go back in the lab and perfect her craft. I think she can. She wants to be able to pull those numbers like Caitlin Clark and other players throughout the league, but she has to devote herself to her skill, her craft, and like no other. And you could and you can if you do that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's what we need to see from her. And people love a comeback story of watching her build herself. That would attract a lot of people just to watch her grow. I'll go to the game just to watch her grow or see her growth.
And I think people are seeing her growth right now. I think I know I watched a video the other day. Usually the videos that pop up with Angel Reese are like her playing throw off the backboard,
right. Well, I haven't
to herself for a while.
The few that I've seen, they're dogging her out still. She's missing shots that she should be making with her eyes closed. Looking kind of, I hate to say it, sloppy underneath the rim when it comes to, getting you know what I'm saying? Like I said, she just needs to go back and work on the fundamentals and enhance her craft by some hard work, some true dedication, and unplugging from the internet, leaving the outside world alone and just devote herself to her game.
Yeah. And I noticed that she is, which is cool.
That's
cool
dope.
To see that.
That's dope. Shout out to you, Reese. Yes, come on with it.
Absolutely.
We got
another one on the the chat line. Thugs. He chatted back and said, "Ebass, I became a fan of the WNBA 2 years ago.
Okay.
The action has picked up so much lately. The women are out there balling. 100%. I'm on board now.
Hey, and
I'm on the boat.
You know what? Maybe he knows something. That's why I take it over there. Let me go see some activity. I'm tired of people shooting threes. Let me see some screens. Let me see some slashing. Let me see somebody grabbing some rebounds. Let me see some arguments. Let me see some. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's what you're doing. You're seeing that. It's real.
That's where we're at now. I'm gonna go over there with the WNBA until football starts. Anyway,
there we go. Yeah, football. Ooh. We can't wait to talk about football.
It's gonna be a rough one. Do you know I have a football pool at Casino Rob? A few people know about that right there.
Casino Rob.
At Casino Rob, we have a football pool that I lay out there for a few guys out there. Maybe this year you might like to join.
I would love to.
We're going to do it right here on the air, week to week to week. You can pick out of the 16 games, 15 games, how many ever games going on that week, and the most wins, of course, wins. If we tie, Monday night game will break the tiebreaker.
I recall now.
There you go.
Participating in a couple of those.
I think you did.
Before,
I think you did.
I think there's a couple coworkers who I wouldn't have thought would have won winning money.
Oh yeah, like Kelly Belly,
$500.
Yeah, she was killing it. Yeah.
Danielle.
Now, man,
I don't know. There's something going on between her and Erica because Erica controls that, right?
Well, she oversees the situation.
She oversees.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Danielle, I don't understand her method. She'll just be randomly, the Titans are blue and Philadelphia is green, and I like blue better. And, she comes out on top every week.
That's scientific.
In her own method. So
it's about as scientific as it gets.
We have another game, too. It's a 7-0 game. Real quick, I just want to put that out there where you got to win 7 games in a row. You got to pick 7 winners. Pick 7 winners from week to week to week. The pot rolls over if nobody ever wins. Okay. I think the buy-in's like last year was $15 to buy in, and like I said, if nobody ever won the pot, then the pot would just keep rolling over.
Isn't that going up? Wasn't it 10 at one point?
It was 10 at one. We initially started it was $10. Then we hopped to 15 because the dudes was like they was making big money. They was working big time. All those city drivers, all those night guys, they was making big money. They said let's go up a little bit. Shout out to Cosmo. Cosmo said no sir. He didn't want nothing to do with it. He wanted to keep it at 10, but the overall thoughts on it was $15. It might be 20 this year, just to let you know. If you can afford it, come play. If not, stay away.
Once a week.
Yeah, once a week.
Are you into fantasy football?
Nah.
No? No. I'm into fantasy football. Okay. I like fantasy football.
Right.
I get into a league. We may put a league through the Sports Lab as
we can do that too.
We can do a lot of things. NFL is the prime time to do these type of things.
We might should we think about maybe doing 2 shows during the NFL season? I mean, we got some strong viewers out there that's going to probably participate in the football banter.
Yeah.
That's going to like that. That's going to enjoy that.
I like it too. I think we should do that.
Can we fit that in? Yeah. You think we can fit that in? I'm playing sick right now. Oh, you got to talk to the wife. Wife, let him take care of this business. We trying to get a contract. Shaq, Ernie, Charles, they're out of there. They need some new.
We're taking over.
They need some new people up there. They need some new blood up there. We're trying to get there, ladies and gentlemen. Support, subscribe, share the Sports Lab podcast on YouTube.
Arizona on the chat line. He's telling me, or she. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're male or female.
We don't know. We can't see you.
We don't know, but they were saying that they don't know who any of the players are on the Phoenix Mercury.
They don't know?
And do you know what? I don't think I could tell you either because they're all gone.
But
I knew Brittany Griner was on there. I knew Tarazi was on there.
Tarazi was on there.
I think this is a new. Let's look that up right this very second.
This is a new adventure for everybody.
And let's see what we got because we got the WNBA
right here. We got the WNBA right there.
All right, here we go. So
starting lineup.
WNBA. Let's go to
Phoenix Mercury.
Teams real quick. Phoenix Mercury.
Starting to feel a little bit better.
You are. See, that's what happens when you're in the lab.
When
the
I'm
lab
in the
heals
lab,
you, my friend.
It kind of does.
It heals you.
Lets me vent. Let me get it off my chest.
That's what it is. You know what? Like venting. Whenever I feel sick, I exercise.
Okay.
And I just sweat it out.
I usually take me a nap. But
just sweat it out.
I go to sleep. I get something to eat. Yeah, I go to sleep.
There we go. All right, so I'm just going to go through these. Honestly, I don't know who who starts.
So we're learning this together.
We are learning this all together right now. So Monica Makani.
Okay.
Kalani Brown. Kalia Copper. She sounds familiar, huh? She sounds familiar?
Kalia, say it again.
Kalia Copper.
Possibly.
She's an older. She's 30, so she's been around for a while.
Okay, long in the tooth, you say.
That's right. Lexi Helds.
All right.
Haley Jones.
Laksa.
Not sure.
Uh-oh.
Natasha Mack. Musa. She's a center. She's 6'2".
Is she from Russia?
She's not. Satu Sabali. Lisa Thomas,
okay.
Zevgi Yuzun,
okay,
Yun, I don't know. Catherine Westbelt and Sammy Whitcomb. She's actually the long in the tooth. She's 36 years old.
So 36 years old
in basketball. Yeah, in basketball.
But she's still doing her thing down there.
I don't know if she starts.
What is the Phoenix Mercury record right now? Did you say already?
They're 4-1.
They're 4-1. Okay.
Yep. They're 4-1.
So the season just started, pretty much, right?
They did. Yep.
Okay. Copy.
Yeah. So they just started. They're 5 games in.
And we're gonna keep track of that. We're gonna keep up with that. Give you some updates about that, and we're gonna enjoy the game, and hopefully bring some information back for you guys about the Phoenix Mercury.
That's right. So Arizona. There you go.
Arizona.
That's your roster. You know it just as much as we do.
Now we know it together. Yay or nay? The clock is ticking away.
Let's do it. Yay or nay?
clock is ticking.
Well, we already did this one, so I'm going to skip that one.
Skip it.
Next one.
Go for it.
Is Halliburton already the top 5 NBA point guard? Yay or nay?
Top 5?
Top 5 NBA point guard. Not of all time.
Just right now?
Just right now.
Top five point guard.
That was a big let out.
I'm sorry. I like to think before I speak, just to show the intelligence, and I'm going to go and say nay.
Why?
Not top 5.
Why?
Top 5. Number 6.
He's number 6. Okay. He's just outside.
He's just outside because I just got to know him.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really paying attention to too much basketball. My son will tell you that. I just caught wind of Tyrese. So as I get to know him a little bit more, and some of the other players, your point guard from Cleveland, I just had to. I can't.
I wouldn't even put him in the top 5.
Mitch, point guard? Yeah, Mitchell. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But there's some other point guards out there that I'm going to spend some good time getting to know. But just off the top of my head, I don't see him being like top 5. Not right now. So you say yay?
I'll say yay. I mean, you see the way he's playing right now.
Okay.
He had a triple double in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals with 0 turnovers. That's pretty amazing.
That's dope.
He's been averaging over 20 points a game. He's been doing a ton of assists. Not quite double assists,
right?
But he's been putting up a lot of assists. So that's what point guards do.
Right.
They put out assists. So
get people involved.
Exactly.
Control the game. Yes. Keep the pace of the game. The clock management of the game. Yes.
Absolutely. So yes, I say yay. So next question
Go for it.
Now that Caitlin Clark's out of commission right now, does that dampen the hopes of the Fever making the playoffs with her out?
We are yay.
They will not make the playoffs, or
they probably won't.
Why?
That's Caitlin Clark's team, right?
Yes, the Fever.
Well, without her, what are they right now? What are they standing right now?
They're 2-4.
2-4. So
4.5 games back.
That's a big contribution to the team that they don't get to partake in, that they don't have. So that's something that happens and she comes back a little earlier and stuff like that. I think they're out of contention right now.
Okay. So I'm going to say yay because they have some ballers playing on their team.
Still,
yeah. Like Aaliyah Boston, she's there. She's kind of going to run that point-ish area, guard type of thing while she's gone. The problem is, though, without her, they haven't won a game yet. So they haven't won a game yet since they lost her.
Since they lost her, again, I said they won't do too much without her. I did say that right now.
The first game that they lost was to an 0-5 team.
So they're lost without her leadership.
Right.
Her vision.
Yeah.
They're lost without her. Yeah.
They are. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but they still got some players. Like I said, Leah Boston.
That can step up.
They have a center on the team. I can't recall her name, but she's good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just got to step up. So
next woman up. Can you say that?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
That's what they are. They're women.
They're women.
All right. Last bit.
Go for it.
Last one.
Go for
Diamondbacks. Will they finish above 500?
Going to.
They're 27-30 right now.
Well, Diamondbacks finish 500.
It's only 50 games in.
It's only 50 games in.
57.
57 games in. I'm going to say no.
Why?
They just lost 4 in a row right now, right? Mm-hmm. They just lost 4 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like, just from that standpoint alone, doesn't look like that. Not that they can't come back, but they're kind of probably defeated mentally. Mm-hmm. They got beat up by the Nationals again last night. It was 11-7. They smacked. The game was over in the first quarter. Actually, they had 10 runs in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. I don't know if emotionally, I don't know if the pitching's there. Can it be there? Yes, of course it can. I just don't. I think the spirit. has been taken out of them, so I don't think they're going to get over 500.
I'm going to say yay. It's early. Pitching's going to come back.
Yeah. Baseball is a
Zach
long
Gallen's
season.
going to come back. He's going to start playing a lot better, pitching a lot better.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they're a second half team.
Okay.
Second half of the season team. So once we get past the All-Star break, I think you're going to start seeing a little bit more wins going into October.
So wouldn't they want to start building now? Why work so hard at the second part to right after All-Star break, start really turning it on? Why not build it up to right now so that, you know what I mean, after the All-Star break you could walk into it comfortably?
Well, that would be nice. I mean, they should start it now, but sometimes baseball, because the pitchers only pitch every 5 games, once every 5 games.
Once every 5 games.
So it's not like they're starting every single game and can, get
produce those type of wins.
What they want to do. Right, exactly. So,
copy.
So yeah, you ready to go to bed? I can see it.
I am done, ladies and
Fourth
gentlemen.
quarter, it's over.
It is over.
We finished.
Appreciate you guys so much.
Yep.
You want to send them away with something motivational. Create something beautiful for the fans out there, my man. Something that they can take with them throughout the week.
Get off of social media.
Unplug.
Period. Just unplug.
Okay.
Try it for a week.
Yeah.
If you can try it for a month, it's even better.
Right.
But if you can't do it full stop, just take a little bit of a break from it and go do something like listen to music, write in a journal, write your thoughts down,
read a book,
be positive because it's so negative out there, or just listen to the Sports Lab over and over and over again. It's all positivity here.
It's all positivity. Yeah.
So we will end with that. Thank you everybody on the chat line.
Coming out, showing up, talking.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all so much. Thank you.
We will see you on the flip side, my friends.
Subscribe, share,
like,
comment.
Comments.
Take
See
it
ya.
easy.